matters.
And we're glad you're still with us here on Morning at NTV. If you're just joining us, welcome on board. We are now taking note of new access features on Airtel Money and how the company is helping customers, deal with the hardships in the economy right now. Joining me for this conversation is the PR manager for Airtel Uganda, Mr. David Birungi. A very warm welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning. And how are you doing?
I'm very well. Thank you. Thank you for
Now, there's a lot that is going on within the telecommunications industry. And we must be very frank that the communications industry plays a very important role in as far as the daily lives of people is concerned. And of course, many times access to some of these services, affordability is key. But most importantly, how related or how the companies or the industry is attending to the aspects that are going on, especially within the people. Just give us a preamble of that before we can get to the nitty-gritty of the new features.
Okay, thank you. We are blessed that Uganda as a country is I mean, you can sit anywhere in Uganda. We don't have barren land. So what that means is that wherever people are, it's our duty as Uganda as a smartphone network to keep them connected. And when you ask the Ugandans across border, what does connectivity mean? Means being able to make that phone call, to read that email, to view that picture. It could be a picture of an invoice, product, or receipt across the country. So since 2018, we set out and we are 100% 4G across the country without differentiation.
Okay.
That means any person, you're getting the same level of service you're getting in Isasi, same you're getting in Koja, Mbarara, or whatever, because we are there. And the reason we do that, because we recognize that people across the country are homogeneous, good country with no barren land, they must keep connected. Now, once we had that network, what does the network do? A network is like a highway. Without a car and a car without fuel, you can't move. So we came out and we have the most affordable smartphone on the network. 250,000, you can get the network. It's 4G. That's most important. To make sure that you're using the right device to connect to the right network. And where does this fit in the current economic circumstances? The current economic circumstance, I think it's prudent that people should move only when they must. Like I have had to move here to do this interview. But ideally I should have worked anywhere. Meaning in the informal sector down there, in the markets where people are, let them only move when they must. Because we all know the cost of movement. And what have we done? What we've done, we've knocked down the connectivity prices of our data bundles. By what we've done, we've enlarged the volumes. The prices have remained the same.
Stay the same.
But you're getting more than, in some cases, for example, we know our people are daily income earners. So there are people who are buying data every other day.
Yeah, Chris,
they sell bananas,
buys on a daily.
Bundles. They sell bananas, they sell vegetables, they repair a car. So all those transactions, if somebody is a mechanic and he needs to take a picture of the part or broken part and send, please bring, he doesn't need to leave the garage. He can send to the shop. For that transaction to happen, that person needs data. And in that segment, we have increased the volume by 88%. So our prices are already on our menus, *175#. They are there. But I just came here to make sure that that message goes out. We have increased the volumes in those segments. There are people who are buying for 7 days.
So ideally, if somebody can't afford fuel to go to travel from Kasangati to Kampala in office, they have now an advantage where they can
move
use
when you must, because we have the network and we have the device. The phone is there, and people already have devices. But even with the data prices, the data volumes that we have in that segment of people who are buying in 24 hours, the volumes have been increased by 88% on average. In those who are in 7 days, who are buying data for 7 days, the volumes have been increased by 76%. Actually, the most increased in that segment is the 10,000 the 10,000 Uganda UGX 10,000 bundle, which was about 1.5 GB. It's now 3.1.
Okay. All right. Now, there are concerns, of course, out there among some of the customers who are always a little bit taken aback when they load data and then within a few minutes they are told you've already used 80% of your data. Psychologically, that tortures most of us because you're thinking, hey, I've just loaded my data and here we are, it's telling me 80% is already done. And then there is the other aspect of weekly data, or there is a duration to which it has been attached, but somehow that duration does not even come to fruition. It gets done before it's even halfway.
I like to say that that's a good problem because it's a good problem because it means someone is alert, is paying attention to his costs.
That's right.
Of managing his lifestyle or business, and that gives us a room to start from where. Now that you know that it is costing you this to run a business or your lifestyle, what are you doing about it? And for me, that's where the conversation goes. We have a data campaign out there telling people what check what is on your phone. These smartphones breathe even as you put them aside. Mine is on the side right now, but I'm sure it is breathing. So many things running in the background.
That's right.
But we shall certainly come out with a tool which is being, so that people can by themselves be able to see where the data is going. Okay. But why I say it's also a good problem. You can also check whether what you're spending on is the right thing, because we know that data is no longer now for just socializing. Not that socializing is bad, but you're putting it the right use, and that's why I'm here to ensure that I inform the people out there that the new data bundles that we have in place are not a promotion. These are going to be locked in going forward. Those changes have been made and they're permanent. Just dial *175# and look at our bundles. The heavy users like Chris, yes, he's a heavy user. So we have previously at 100,000 you could get I think it was 20 GBs. Now we've moved it to 45.
Wow.
So you have the volume increasing so that you can do more. You can, if your management may require, you can actually do this show from your home with the right lighting.
You could stay, Mr. Birungi, you could have stayed where you are and I stay home and then we do the show.
Yeah, that's the capability is there. It is a decision to make. Yeah, so that.
Okay, we shall be, of course, liaising a little bit more with Airtel Money, Airtel as a company, to ensure that some of the things do happen more regularly as we go on. Now, there is something about Airtel Money, a new micro merchant pay feature.
Okay.
What is this about?
Again, when I talk about access and affordability, we know that as a technology enabler, it's our job to ensure that we do that without depreciation. Okay. If someone is selling in a market, a regular market vendor, shop, then taxi driver, the first lesson to financial discipline is being able to budget, correct, and be able to separate your personal money from business money. Now we've enabled that for our customers. You can be able to do that by dialing *185 *10 *#. Now when you do that, what you do, you have created what we call Airtel merchant pay number on your own. That vendor, that taxi owner can actually display that number in his business so that customers can pay directly to that number. So that the issue of, send withdraw charges have been removed. The issue of a small business wanting to register for that merchant number, bring your form, bring your registration, all that has been dealt with. But when you do that, and I must insist on that, you will certainly use your PIN at some point. Yeah. That PIN is not shareable. We can share cars, we can share so many things. We're even sharing a space here. That's right. But I can't share my PIN with you. Let that message remain out there with our people. That merchant number will allow you to know your daily collections as a taxi. As an owner, if you have 10 taxis and you're the owner, you can put Airtel Money Pay in each of your 10 taxis. And at every transaction that is coming in, you're able to see this taxi today has collected 100,000. Another taxi has collected 200,000 in the comfort of your home. All those numbers are mapped to your SIM card. One SIM card, and you have all the merchant numbers for all your taxis.
Okay, the existing infrastructure right now is already a bit problematic to some customers, so much so that they fall prey to fraud. You know, the tendency to be tricked into getting money, or even sometimes sending it yourself, or even doing a transaction thinking it is the right transaction. How does this new micro merchant pay platform address aspects like the possibility of increasing the specter of fraud?
The fraud will always be there. Attempted fraud will always be there. But as a technology enabler, we make sure that we minimize. In our business, for example, all transaction withdrawals are initiated by the customer. You don't have an agent initiate. No, it is you, the customer, who wants to withdraw, who initiates. That means for anyone to initiate a withdrawal on your number, they must have your phone, they must have your Airtel Money PIN, and also the code which is generated when you initiate. So for the three things to match, it means you have given access to them. But we try as much as possible to make sure that this message goes out there. Don't share your PIN, don't share your phone.
Okay.
That's the best way to secure your money. Attempts will always be made, and it's our duty to ensure that we tell people, please keep guard of your phone, keep guard of your Airtel Money PIN, and routinely change them per month. You shouldn't have one PIN that opens the Airtel Money, opens the banking app, opens the taxi hailing
There's
app.
a whole lot of pins.
And you're using only one PIN. Yeah,
people
it's fair.
already grappling with passwords. Then you have 4 pins. Can't you make it more secure if somebody can maintain either a single or related
You know,
figures?
I like to say this, that when you talk about data security, it's not just the money. Because we are looking at the money. I could be having 300,000 on my phone. But if somebody accessed my email on the phone, he can easily resign me out of a job and send a resignation email. So which decision is more valuable than the other?
That's right. That's right.
And let's secure our applications. The mobile phone, a smartphone, as we know, it has changed. We shall continue to educate our people. But as you go out today to win this week, please remember we have increase the data volumes by over 100% across all the data bundles. Move only when you must.